Today's challenge is to improve the driving light, if you want to even call them that, of my 2011 Mercedes GLK 350 X204. These driving lights have a generic bulb in them. They do add some forward illumination, not much. The car has really decent projector low beams, so it doesn't really need it too much. But what I'm going to do is I've found a set of just generic LED replacements that presumably will produce a lot more light output, and we're going to test that premise today. I'm going to be doing a little lux test to see if these are actually considerably brighter than the originals. It's not a big job, so I'm going to get to it. The first thing I've got to do is to get the front of the car up high enough that I can get under it to remove the splash panel that you need to remove to access these lights. And once you get it up, you need to remove the 14 little tiny 8mm screws that hold this front panel in place. Okay, with that done, you should now get pretty easy access to the light bulbs. You just turn it left a bit, and out she comes. Easy as that. There are two clips on the side, two little tabs that you push down to remove it, and there is a heavy-duty tight O-ring inside this connector to keep water out. It makes it a little bit sticky, so you will have to wiggle it around a little bit to get it to release, but it will come loose easy enough. And as always, you really want to just take a quick look and make sure that you have the same connector. Now, you will notice, the sharp-eyed among you, that the original bulb does have a little piece of plastic there in the middle. That's to differentiate high beam from low beam. Bulbs are actually two very similar sized bulbs that look very much alike and use the same connector, except this will only fit in one position. Now, since this does not have, the LED bulb connector does not have that, it will fit in either setting equally well. The plug is just like the original. And pay attention here. You see there is a tab right here, and you can see that there's a notch that the tab goes in. So that will get your polarity right. You want to watch that. And again, make sure everything's square when you push it together. And it is going to be, it will fight you because it's tight. It's a waterproof seal. Whoa. Alright, now this connector, because of the waterproofing seal, is really snug, so I'm going to put just the tiniest little spray of silicone lubricant, which is inert. It will not have any bad effects on the electrical connector, so you just want to make sure you slide it all together. Alright, well, this is truly a snug one. Well, I can say whatever it does go together, it's going to be for life. It's certainly not going to leak. So it's just a matter of pushing hard enough to get it all to seat. Okay, I'm going to actually use a little extra love here to squeeze this thing home, and that should be good. Now, I always recommend test firing a new install like this to make sure that everything's wired right before you button it all up. So, time to go turn on the fog lights. And now, it should be just a matter of putting it back in. Which means cock it to the left feel for the notches, turn it to the right, and that one's installed. Now, the next trick is, let's take a look and see the difference between the two sides now, with one with the original halogen and one with the new LED high output bulb. Well, not the most definitive test in the world. Clearly, you can see the difference. This is the LED side over here, a bright white. Still got a good cutoff pattern. Looks pretty similar to the old one, but it's clearly much brighter than the original. To be scientific about it, I'm going to use my little phone-based lux meter here, and you can see around 1800 lux at this distance, give or take, as I move through the beam. It's the high point is 1600 lux. Now we go over to the other side, same distance, and no, I don't want to cancel. Clearly a higher number. Okay, something about double what it was on the other side. So that doesn't surprise me, just based on my eyeball assessment here, but looks like a winner. So now let's do the other side. All right, now just put the cover back on.